What's going down, my friends? Welcome to this sunny Sunday afternoon. Mr. Jonathan Budd here to make an incredible video for you guys today. And it is absolutely gorgeous out. I wanted to move my chair forward a little bit so I can be in the sun to share this very powerful concept with you, and really I'd say words of encouragement more than anything else. And sometimes it's all we really need are some powerful, strong words of encouragement to really help us get off our butts, go out there and make more happen in our lives and the world. And I want to start today's video by citing this research with you. Some incredible research that's been done into happiness. Big surprise, right? Turns out happiness is not really that difficult to figure out. You have most of the world, struggling to be happy and find happiness, and there's actually this wealthy body of research that has really very clearly tells us what it takes to figure out happiness and what happiness is really all about. And so there's this one book called The Science of Happiness, and I'll share with you just a very brief summary, just a brief summation of what this research concluded. So they broke happiness into three different components, right? These three different types of happiness that we experience. And the first type of happiness was derived from pleasure. The second type of happiness was derived from passion. And the third type of happiness was derived from purpose. So the three P's: pleasure, passion, and purpose. Now, as you may be able to guess, when they studied, when the researchers were studying, participants and I guess subjects along all of these different verticals, here's what they found: that happiness that is derived from pleasure is the shortest lasting, meaning that, it's pretty, easy to understand there. But if your happiness is coming from pleasure, meaning some sort of pleasurable object, moment, experience, whatever it is, that happiness is going to be very short. Okay, it's going to be extremely short and the least fulfilling in terms of its long-term happiness, meaning it comes and it goes very quickly. Now, if your happiness is derived from passion, meaning you just sort of love what you're doing in any given moment, or not even so much have to love what you're doing, but you're just passionate about it, right? You just have a lot of energy for it. They've concluded that was the second. Hey, B, no, you don't want to be around me right now. I'm making a video, guy. They concluded that that was the second form of happiness that was in between purpose and in between pleasure, the most second long lasting when it comes to happiness. So pleasure and passion, the shortest, and what they found that was interesting was that happiness that is derived from purpose is the longest lasting happiness that there is, meaning the duration of that happiness and how long you feel happy is the longest lasting. And so I will add some thoughts into this. Most of the time, we go around life looking for pleasure, right? We're constantly looking for pleasure, and sometimes our role models, be it Hollywood or other such societal images, will suggest to us that these pleasurable things, like how big is my house, how fast does my car go, how much booze do I have around me, how much money do I have to be able to buy whatever I want, all this instant gratification stuff, as it turns out, doesn't really lead to a lot of happiness. In fact, it almost makes you completely dependent on all of that stuff to be happy, because here's what happens: you have this boost of pleasure, right? Whether it's clubbing, whether it's girls, whether it's cars, whether it's whatever, blah, blah, blah. You have some sort of boost in pleasure. And since that's such short-lasting happiness, you need it again to be happy. And so that's how addiction, you look at these celebrities and you look at these people and say, you have everything. How is it possible you could screw your life up so much, right? How is it possible that you're addicted to drugs? How is it possible you want to kill yourself? How is it possible you're screwing your life up when you have every opportunity, you've had every gift known to man at your disposal, and here you are screwing everything up? And there's a lot of people that are doing that. You don't need to be a celebrity to fall into that category. And it's really because that is happiness based on pleasure. That is happiness derived from pleasure. It is a constant fix. You need a constant fix, and you will never be able to get enough, and it will never end because it's always fleeting as fast as it comes, okay? So anybody who's out there chasing happiness in the form of pleasure, wake up call. You're never going to get it, and you're most likely going to only be an addict for the rest of your life. Your happiness is always going to be short-term. You're always going to be anxious, looking for the next fix. As good as it is in this moment, be prepared to experience the depth of as bad as it is when it's gone. That's happiness derived from pleasure, folks. Just summing it up. The second one, passion. Now, we're getting a little bit better here, okay? Passion, at least, is heading in some sort of a positive direction. You know, you've got things you're passionate about, so you feel alive. However, passion in and of itself, as the research has shown, is not enough. Happiness derived from passion alone also fades, and it leaves you asking this question, why? What next? What's more than this? There's got to be something more, because this is fading. Which finally leads us to purpose. Now, purpose is really the ultimate happiness. When you understand purpose, and more importantly than when you understand, when you're living your purpose, that's when you are living in a flow of happiness that really doesn't go away. And I mean, I really don't know a better way to say it. It doesn't really go away. It's just sort of always there. And that doesn't mean that when you're living in the flow of purpose that you don't do pleasurable things, or that you're not passionate about all these other things, or that you're not sometimes unhappy. It's that there's this under sort of riding, there's this sort of just underneath all your experiences in life, you're grounded in happiness. You're grounded in purpose. You're not fleeting, you're not struggling to figure out why you're here, you're not struggling to figure out what next, you're not constantly looking for the next thing. When you are in tune with your purpose, there is an underriding sense of happiness that coats your life. It just coats your life. There is not the constant desire to seek to make you happy. It's already there. And so this is a huge distinction, massive distinction, because if you get this right now, then essentially what we can do is we can end the constant seeking and struggle for happiness in the form of all the things that research is showing us doesn't really make us happy. Pleasure, passion, and the whole body of things that, you know, fall underneath those categories. And it really shifts our focus in life to be on one thing, purpose. I'm going to actually use another word to describe that, because purpose can be ambiguous, right? You've got to figure that out on your own, and you do. You absolutely do. But I'm going to suggest that there is a more fundamental law of purpose that applies to every single human being on this planet. And it's something that defines the ultimate happiness that we're able to experience in life. And that word is contribution. Contribution. And I believe that all purpose falls into some category of contribution. At the end of the day, it is about what you are contributing to this planet, to our world, and to the people and life of our world that ultimately determines the quality of your happiness, the depth of your happiness, and the peace and joy and satisfaction that you will feel over your lifetime. That's what it boils down to. Well, come to find out, there's actually some science, there's some research that suggests this. So, a great friend of mine was sharing with me about some studies that observed people when they were at their point of death. They were right about to die, or dying. And what they found when they analyzed all of these different people. It came from an elderly home, and just a lot of different cumulative research was done on people as they're dying or right about to die. And what they found was that at the moment of death, all of the things that they had, sort of done in their lifetime along the pleasure vertical, okay? So all of the fast cars, how much sex did someone have, what were all the happy, blah, blah, blah. None of that really mattered. At the time of death, that was not even none of it was even remembered. You didn't even remember it, okay? They didn't even remember it. But this is really a study of human being right here. You won't even remember it, okay? As much fun as you think you're having in those moments, as cool as you think you won't even remember it at the time of your death. It's freaking irrelevant, okay? Here's what was relevant to all of these people that they studied at the time of their death. Any activity that they did in their life where they hurt someone, they regretted. Every single time, they regretted it. There was regret. It did not matter if they felt justified their entire life for what they did. It did not matter if the other person completely screwed them over. It did not matter. If they were resentful and they hurt someone and they did any action that was even along those lines, at the end, they regret it. What this means is at the end, you will regret it. You will regret it. Does not matter how justified you think you are right now. When you are on your deathbed and dying, none of the other stuff matters. And if you've got any actions in your life like that you have not made amends to, you have not made peace with, you will regret it. It's just that simple. The happiest moments of their life, the moments that filled them up, that they actually remembered and rejoiced and let them die with a smile, was this. It was every moment that they knew that their life made a difference in some way, that their life was positive in some way, that some aspect of their life will continue on making the world more positive. What that means is impact. They impacted people, the planet, life in such a way that it was positive. Now this is fascinating because if you really break this down, what it shows is that all of our actions in life that will live on after us, okay, meaning if you're a nice human being or a bad human being, if you treat people like shit, and those people go and treat other people like shit because they're hurt, because you hurt them, and there's this cycle of woundedness, this cycle of hurt. If that is the impact you have on the world, meaning your actions of hurting others live on after you die, continuing to cause that cycle out in the world, you will be miserable at the time of your death. You will regret everything. And then on the other flip side, if the actions that you impact the world with live on, they spread from person to person to person, meaning your life, your legacy, impacts the world in a positive way, even after you're gone. Your life is still impacting the world in a positive way through the actions that you sowed into the world while you were here. You will die so happy and so fulfilled with a smile. And this is what the research suggests, that when people are actually dying, that's what they're thinking of. And that's what's on their mind, and that's what's making them happy. And all the pleasure stuff doesn't even exist. You won't even remember it. You will literally be reflecting on the actions you did in your life, and they either harmfully impacted the world, and that lives on after you, and you will feel a pain because of that, or they positively impacted the world, and that lives on from your life, and you will feel an incredible joy because of that. And we can almost then measure our happiness that we will feel at the depth of our being and over the entire course of our life, the happiness that will not go away, by how much contribution, how much impact are we actually making in the world in the lives of our family members, our friends, our community, our nation, our country, our globe, our continent, everything. You can take it as big as you want it. The amount of happiness, the amount of lasting fulfillment you will feel, and how peaceful you will be as you make your exit from this beautiful life of ours is really determined by your contribution, your impact while you're here. And so when we get this, it really shifts our entire lives. It orients our lives in a whole new direction. Our lives then really become about that. We get that, oh, if I thought that pleasure was going to make me happy, I thought that focusing on myself and getting all of my goals and everything I want was going to make me happy, I thought even maybe just having passion in my life and doing the things I want to do because I love them is going to make me happy. Well, when we get that all of that doesn't really make us a sliver as happy as this over here, which is really, are the actions I'm sowing into the world today going to produce a lasting positive effect that lives on even after I am gone? And that those actions that do produce a lasting positive effect in the world that live on even when this body and this person is gone are the actions that will make me the most happiest in life. When we get that, then the focus shifts over here. And we start living our life and we start working for and towards what it is that truly brings ultimate satisfaction, ultimate peace, ultimate happiness. And it doesn't exclude this stuff over here. This is all really fun. Passion, pleasure, purpose, things, whatever. This over here is fun. And it doesn't exclude that. It's just that the shift, the orientation of our life's direction goes from over here to over here. And now this is just filler for life. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'm alive, I'm a human being, of course I'm going to enjoy myself. But the real direction of my life is now focused on what can I contribute while I'm here? What is my life really about? What is this? What is the purpose really is what can I contribute? And it becomes about identifying and finding our unique talents, our unique skills, our unique abilities, and developing them in such a way that we bring our gifts to the world. Because, my friend, you have a gift. You have an incredible gift that no other human being in this world has. It's yours. You are completely unique in that respect. And that is your gift to bring to the world. And the deepest happiness, the deepest satisfaction, the deepest peace comes from us bringing our gifts to the world. And so what I'd like to encourage you to do before we sign off here today is to take your level of contribution up a notch. Look for where in your life have you not been contributing as much as you could, or even not that, but just where do you want to contribute more, right? Just look at where do you really want to contribute even more? What's calling to you that says, hey, you know, give your life to me. Whatever that cause is, whatever that contribution is, whatever that thing is, I don't know what it is for you. It's different for all of us. But I really want to leave you with a sort of metrics, right? A way to, you know, measure the sort of your time and really create a strategy for your contribution. And I would say that all of our work, really, our work, the reason why we do our work, if we want to love our work, if we want our work to bring us the utmost happiness in life, then we really have to shift our whole work over here. Now, our work really needs to be serving contribution. If our work isn't serving contribution, odds are we don't feel very fulfilled by it. So we've got to shift the reason that we work and why we work and the intention behind our work and our actual work to really be serving, to really be contributing to all of life in some way, or to just aspects of life in some way. So that's really step one. Step two, though, on a personal level is 10%. I'm not just talking about money, because we all have heard before, oh yeah, you know, I should take some of my money and that should be my specific give back fund. Yeah, we know that. There's more though. 10% of your time. 10% of your time, 10% of your energy, 10% of your life, where we really show up and where we really know we make a difference, when we really know that we're contributing, is when we are giving of ourselves. Yes, we have to give money too. Yes, we need to support the right causes and the right projects and all those things. And really giving of ourselves is the next step. And so just look for where we can give more of ourselves. Because ultimately, that's what our world wants. It wants you. It wants your gifts. It wants your talents, your skills, your abilities. The world, that's what it wants. It wants you, uniquely expressing yourself, uniquely identifying your true gifts to the world, and then sharing them. That is the equation to bring and create ultimate happiness in our lives. And a lot of research now suggests this. So, you know, it's pretty cut forward. You know, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty cut and dry. So yeah, my friends, there's some amazing things coming soon that really fall into this line of contribution, and I can't wait to share them with you. I've taken a big leap forward in this area of my own life, and some amazing things are coming soon, and we all have a chance to participate and play together in contributing on the same team in a way that hasn't ever really been done before. And so that's the only hint I'm going to give you, that something really big is coming soon, where our whole human family really is going to be able to align and contribute on a massive scale. And I'm incredibly excited to bring this opportunity to you to be a part of it. And it's really special. And so I hope today's message, today's video inspired you in some way to work towards your ultimate happiness, not the cheaper happiness, you know, the happiness that comes and goes, this stuff over here, but really your ultimate happiness. And I hope that even if it's just a little bit, you know, your orientation shifted to really be focused on contribution. And let that be the focus of your work, your life, really so much. And if it is, you know, you don't even have to think about happiness. It's just a natural byproduct of that. So my friends, much love to you, and we'll speak soon.